Morning, boys. Now, question number 2. Yesterday we did question number 1 of exercise number 3.1. Now we will go to the exercise number, the same exercise number 3.1, but question number 2. So, what is given question number 2? A point moves so that it always at a distance of 4 units from the points. So, I take the locus as x comma y. This is A. You take given point as A, that is 3 comma minus 2. So, the moving point P x comma y, it can go anywhere, but the distance from the moving point to the fixed point is always 4 units. It is given in the question itself. The distance between the moving point and the fixed point is always 4. The moving point will go anywhere, even will come here also. But when you measure this distance between, let us say there is P1, P2 and P3, so wherever you go, that distance between the fixed point to the moving point is always how much? 4 units. That is given in the question number 2. So, what is the formula? That is AP is equal to 4. The distance from A to B is given 4. It is given already in the question number 2. So, the P is the moving point, which means the P will go P1 place and P2 place and P3 place. It will go anywhere, doesn't matter. The very important thing is given, the distance should be remain constant. So, now you tell me when the distance remain constant, you can say easily that the pathway of the P represent circle. Yesterday I said very clearly. So, when the distance between the moving point and the fixed points are remain constant, that is the meaning for question number 2. Therefore, if you trace the pathway of the moving point, you will get a circle shape. Therefore, your result after applying the distance formula for AP, the result will give you that circle format, that is equation of the circle. Clear? So, now again distance formula. What is the distance formula? D is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus 2 the whole square. So, what is your A? A is 3 comma minus 2. P is x comma y. So, I told you to take always this is moving point as x1 y1 and fixed point is always x2 y2. Then it will be very easy for you to simplify. So, just you have to replace distance. Here it is given AP. AP is equal to 4. So, now in the place of AP you have to replace this. I told you already. So, you can remove the square root by squaring on both sides. Clear? Or you can apply this formula as it is. I said yesterday very clearly, when you replace this formula with the square root, you can write, no sir, I don't want to use the square root, which means you have to squaring on both sides. When you squaring on both sides, you will get AP square is equal to 16, because 4 square is 16. There you have to replace this formula without square root and simplify, you get answer. Clear? So, you can do both method. Now, I am using the square root symbol. So, square root of that is x minus 3 the whole square plus y plus 2 the whole square root is equal to 4. Now, I have to remove the square. When you transfer the square root to the right hand side, it becomes square, because 3 square is equal to x. When you transfer the power to the right side, it will become the reciprocal of the power. That is the basic concept. When you transfer the power of any base to the right side, the power will become always the reciprocal. For example, x power 4 is equal to 16. What is your x? X is equal to 16. When you transfer to the right side, the power of the base x will become the reciprocal 1 by 4, that is 4th root. If it is 1 by whatever the number, then you will go for the root 1 by 2 square root, 1 by 3 cube root, 1 by 4 fourth root, and so on. So this is the basic concept. Clear? So whenever you, not only this one, when you replace 1 by 4 is equal to 16, then what will be the value of x? When you transfer the power to the right side, you take always reciprocal. That is the meaning. Clear? So if it is 2, when you transfer to the right side, become the reciprocal. If it is 1 by 4, if it is fractional format, it becomes reciprocal. So that is the basic concept. So based on this concept, now square root, what is the value of square root numerically? 1 by 2. If 1 by 2 transfer to the right side, what is the reciprocal of 1 by 2? 2. For that only we set squaring on both sides. That's what I did here this side. You can apply this formula also. After squaring on both sides, then without the square root also you can use. But I am using with the square root. Clear? You can follow any one method. So just I am taking now is equal to 4. Just now I explained how to transfer the square root. When I am transfer the square root symbol to the right side, it becomes the reciprocal of the right hand, the power of 1 by 2, that is square. Square root symbol stands for 1 by 2. If you transfer to the right side, you have to take reciprocal. So 4 square. 4 square is how much? 16. Now you can apply by a minus b the whole square, a square minus 2ab plus b square, that is 9. You know very well how to expand by using a minus b the whole square formula. A square minus 2ab plus b square. Similarly that side, a square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to 16. Just you have to transfer the right side constant to the left side. Arrange in order x square plus y square minus 6x plus 4y plus, that is plus 9 plus 4, you will get plus 13, plus 13 minus 16 is equal to 0. So what will be the final answer? X square plus y square minus 6x plus 4y, 13 minus 16 minus 3 is equal to 0. So that's all. This is represent circle. Why I am saying the circle? Because both x and y has power 2, x square plus y square. Wherever you see any equation consisting x square and y square, that will be always represent circle. So the locus of the point P represent circle. Why I am calling this one this equation represents circle? Because x and y has power 2. Wherever you see x square and y square in any equation, that is always refers to circle. This will you learn about the circle in that third exercise of this chapter. Clear? But you should know the circle equation has always x square and y square. Doesn't matter about this constant. Clear? That will be very depends upon the question. But if you see anywhere any equations consisting x square and y square, surely that equation refers to the equation of the circle. That is the formation of the locus of the point will become circle. Before itself I said, isn't it? When the distance between the moving point and the fixed points remain same, I said before calculate this calculation, I said very clearly that is circle, because circle has only one radius, doesn't have too many radius. Clear? Circle has only one radius, which means the constant, the distance between the center and point on the circle is always constant. Therefore, it will be represent always circle. Now question number 3. Very simple. Only thing you have to work it out. The problems. So very simple. Only distance formula. Now question number 3. If the distance of the point from points 2, 1 and 1, 2 are in the ratio 2:1, then find the locus of the point. So just I take the point, moving point P x, y. then A, another one is given as B. So 2 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 1 comma 2, it is given like that. But there is no information whether PA is equal to equidistance. If it is equidistance, then you have to write PA is equal to PB, that we did already in the first problem. Now, it is given in the form of ratio, the distance of PA is to PB is equal to, the ratio of these distance is given 2:1. The distance between P and A and the distance between P and B is in the form of ratio 2:1. So you know the ratio can be written in terms of fractional format 2/1. Clear? Then PA is equal to, just you apply the cross multiplication, you will get PB. Now we can apply directly by using the distance formula or squaring on both sides. Now I am squaring on the both side, because before that I used to do the problem with the square root. For your understanding purpose, now I am going to take squaring on both sides without applying the direct formula with the square root for the distance formula. So when I am squaring on both sides, PA square is equal to square of 2 is 4, then PB square. Now when I am using the distance formula, I don't want to use the square root symbol, because square and square root get eliminated. So straight away I am writing from the help of this diagram x minus 2 the whole square plus y minus 1, because distance formula you know very well, that's what I did not write the distance formula. I am straight away write x minus 2 y minus 1. Similarly, PB x minus 1 the whole square plus y minus 2 the whole square. Just I am applying that formula, distance formula. Here I did not use a square root, because square and square root get cancelled. That is the advantage of squaring on both sides. I just explained the sum number 2. Without squaring on both sides also you can proceed with the square also. Squaring on both sides also you can proceed the problems, I said. But now here I am doing the problems with the squaring on both sides to avoid the square root in the distance formula. Even you can apply the square root symbol also, then you will get same answer. There won't be any different answer. Clear? So if you keep with the square root also, you have to squaring on both sides. When you transfer, this 2 will become 4. So straight away I can square this number, and I did not use the square root for this formula, because square and square root get eliminated. I skip off the 1 steps. So now we can expand by using A minus B the whole square formula. So remember, you should memorize A plus B the whole square formula and A minus B the whole square formula to solve this problem. So x square minus 4x plus 4, a square minus 2ab plus b square. Same way a minus b, a square minus 2ab plus b square is equal to 4. Inside the bracket you have to expand, that is a square minus 2ab plus b square, a square minus 2ab plus b square. So now you have to take 4 inside the bracket. Clear? So this side you have to group x square plus y square minus 4x, arrange in order, minus 2y plus 4 plus 1 plus 5 is equal to, now you can multiply 4 inside, 4x square, 8x, 4 plus 4y square minus 16y plus 16. Clear? So I am just multiplying 4 inside the bracket, 4x square, 4 2s are x, 4x square, 4 into 1 4, 4x square, 4 2s are 8x, 4 into 1 4, again 4 into y 4y square, 4 4s are 16, 4 4s are 16. Just I am multiplying. Then you have to group the terms. I am transferring this to the right side, 4x square minus x square. While I am transferring the terms, transfer the terms in order. This will become minus 8x plus 4x minus 16y plus 2y plus 16 minus 5 is equal to 0. Simplify, you will get 3x square plus 3y square minus 8x plus 4x minus 4x minus 16y plus, which will give you minus 14y, 16 minus 5, that is 11. Clear? So this is also represent circle, because x and y has power 2. So you will check the answer, 3x square, 3y square minus 4x minus 14y plus 15 is given as 15, but we got 11. Check, where will be the mistakes? Here plus 1 I wrote there 5. So 1 here minus 1, so we will get 15. So follow up. When you proceed the problems, please you have to check each and every steps. Clear? So this is required locus of the given point P. It will be represent circle because we have x and y has power 2. So question number 4, I just given half of the problems. I will do half of the problems. The remaining you have to do it at home. Only distance formula. You have to memorize the distance formula as well as that identity a plus b the whole square, a minus b the whole square. Now find the point on x-axis which is equidistant from the point 7, minus 6 and 3, 4. 3, 4, point on x-axis. This is the graph. This is not exact, so simply I did 7, minus 6. So on the graph, no need to plot the graph, just for your understanding. Just you have to take like point as p, y. So one point is, you cannot take the x, y on straight away. Point on x-axis. Point on x-axis will become x, 0. Yesterday only I said, a point on x-axis, y is always 0. So, what are the 2 points are given? 7, minus 6. So, approximately you take 7, minus 6, it will come here. 7, minus 6. That is, you call it as A. Then 3, 4. 3, 4, that is B. So, just for your understanding purpose, I did clear on the graph sheet. So, no need to draw a graph. Just you can straight away you can write point on x-axis, y is 0. So, you take A as 7, minus 6 and B as 3, 4. Both are same only. You can do without diagram also, without graph, you can do like this also. Why I am draw the diagram? Because the point on x-axis, y is always 0. If you know straight away the point on x-axis, y is always 0, you can draw like this and proceed. Clear? Diagram may be different. So this doesn't carry mark, just for understanding purpose, I draw the diagram. Clear? no other reason that it will take marks. No, not like that. Without diagram also you can proceed. This just for your understanding purpose I did. It is given very clearly the distance between these 2 points are equidistant, which means AP is equal to what? PB. Diagram is not necessary, boys. You can draw the diagram roughly without graph. But remember, point on x-axis y is always 0. If it is given point on y-axis, so what will come here? 0, y. So this will come when the points on which axis? Y-axis. When the point on y-axis, x is always 0, y will take some value. That we don't know because that is moving point. This point P will lies only on x-axis, either left side or right side. That we don't know. That's what we call as x and 0. Are you clear? So now it is, so in the same question it is given point on y-axis, you have to take P here as 0, y, when because point on y-axis x is always 0. So by based on this concept again same. There won't be any changes in the distance formula. Same formula you can proceed, you will get answer. Now AP equal to PB. As usual you have to squaring on both sides or without squaring also you can do it. Nothing wrong. So when I am squaring this one, I have to suppose to replace the square root on both sides. Because square and square root get eliminated. X minus plus y1 minus y2 the whole square. Now just you have to substitute by seeing this one x, this AP, so x minus 7 the whole square plus 0 minus of minus 6 the whole square, whereas come to this PB square x minus 3 the whole square plus what is our y? 0. 0 minus 4 the whole square. Clear? So x minus 7 the whole square plus 0 minus into minus plus the whole square is equal to x minus 3 the whole square. When you square the minus 4, minus will become 16. Now 6 square is 36. X minus 3 the whole square plus 16. So just you have to expand by using a minus b the whole square formula on both sides. Bring everything to the left side and simplify. You will get answer. Clear? So this I left it with you only. So simplify and find what is value of x. They are asked to find out what is the value for x. So just you simplify after expand by using a minus b the whole square on both sides. Simplify and find what is the value of x. So you will get answer. Then some number you will get, you find what is value of x. After find the values of x, you have to write p of x comma 0, p of what will be the answer which will you will get from this calculation. You have to write, then you have to write it over there and write comma 0. So simplify and find the value of x. Now sum number 5. That is very simple calculations. So please do it. Sum number 5. If A and B are two fixed points, then the locus of the point P so that, so A minus 1 comma 1 fixed moving point x comma y, then B is given 2 comma 3. So area of these 3 points are given as 8. APB is given 8 square units. So what is area is given 8 square units. So this represents triangle. So you know what is the formula to find area of the triangle that we studied in the lower classes in 10th standard. Half into something x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, then again you have to, so is equal to 8. So this you have to take x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. This is x1, y1, x2, y3, sorry, x2, y2, x3, y3. Just you substitute and simplify, you will get answer. You transfer 1 by 2 right hand side, that is become 8. This is the one formula. So another one formula is also there. You studied in another one format, that is half of x1, that is y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus, so this known because you didn't study this formula. So this you know very well. So just you have to substitute these values in this formula. This is nothing new for you. You did already in 10th standard. You please complete this problem. Clear? So this formula you know very well in 10th standard. You have to substitute. I just write x1, y1. This is x2, y2. This is x3, y3. Just you substitute in this format. You know how to multiply it, isn't it? So do the calculations and you will get answer. Just you will get in terms of x and y. So proceed. So I am not going to complete this problem because this you know very well in 10th standard. You try. If there is any doubt regarding this problem, you please call me. I will clear your doubts. Okay. So now we will go to exercise number 3.2. That is also very simple exercise. There you have to remember that intercept form, general format and 2-point angle between the two straight lines. So based on the concept, we will see some problems in exercise number 3.2. So write down the formula, that is angle between the two straight lines. So if I am draw two lines, actually the intersecting points. So we have how many angle formation? 4 angle formations. You have to measure the angle between the two straight line, for which we have formulas. In 10th standard you studied about the slope. How do you find slope? There are 3 formulas are there to find slope. One is minus b by a when the straight lines are given. Clear? When the straight lines are given, you have to find minus a by b. Another one is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, third one by using the tan or cot. So these are the formula to find out slope of the given straight line. So when it is given straight line format like ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, you can use the formula minus a by b to find slope. If it is given points x1, y1, x2, y2, so second formula. And when angle is given like 45 degree or 30 degree, then you can use for tan theta or cot theta. Clear? So these are the formula to find slope of the straight line. Depends upon the question, you have to select any one of these 3 formulas. So you know how to find out slope. So normally slope we called as m. If it is only one straight line, we called as m. If it is 2 more lines, then first slope is called m1 and second slope called as m2. This is for our understanding, we name it as m1 and m2. So the angle, this you did not study in the lower classes. Angle between the 2 straight line, that is slope of first straight line and slope of second straight line. How do you find out angle between the 2 straight line? We have formula, that is tan theta is equal to modulus of m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. So this is the formula to find that angle between the 2 straight lines. Then we have the formula, another one formula is there, that is distance from the point, the length perpendicular distance. How do you find out the distance? This is the perpendicular line to that line. This, if I take L1, this is L2. When L1 is perpendicular to L2 or L2 is perpendicular to L1, how do you find out this length? Ax plus by plus c by square root of a square plus b square. In the book it is given x1, y1. This x and y refers to the point from where you would like to find out the perpendicular distance. You have to replace those points in the place of x and y in the formula. Clear? So this is the formula to find length of perpendicular line. So this is the formula to find length of the perpendicular line, that is ax plus by plus c, or sometimes they will give us al plus bm. The book is given as al plus bm plus c. If you take the points x comma y, here I take this point x comma y. Therefore, I am introducing ax plus by. If I am taking something other than x and y, you have to write in the place of x. Suppose in the book it is taken L, M, so you have to replace x by L, M by M. That's all. No difference. Clear? So if you like to find out the perpendicular length of the perpendicular line from the given point, this is the formula where this x and y should be replaced by the given points. That's all. Clear? The next one, the same length, perpendicular length from the origin. So if it is origin means both x and y will become 0. So if it is origin 0, 0, in the same formula, if you replace x by 0, y by 0, these two terms get cancel. Therefore, what will be remainder? C by square root of a square plus b square. Clear? So now, this is the length of perpendicular from the given point, and this is the distance, that is perpendicular distance or length from origin, that is 0, 0. Clear? So this is very important concept. This you have to memorize from origin. So how do you get this answer from this? Because when the perpendicular, if you want to measure this line length from 0, 0, apply in this formula, x is 0, y is 0, so 0 and anything 0, 0 plus 0, 0, so you will get only c, c by square root of a square plus b square. So these are the formulas. We will continue that next class, exercise number 3.2. So this is the formula to find angle between the two straight line. This is the formula to find perpendicular distance from the given point, and this is the perpendicular distance from the origin. So only these three formula. Other than these three formulas, you have to memorize, recall the intercept form, equation of line when 2 points are given. 1 point form, 2 point form, intercept form. So you just remember the 10th standard concept. Intercept form, x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. Then 1 point formula, y minus y1, m into x minus x1. Then 2 point formula, y minus y1 by y2 minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 by x2 minus x1. These three concepts you have to memorize. Based on the concept, you will see in the next class the problem from the exercise number 3.2. Thank you, boys.